Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is settlement hierarchy. Hierarchy means the order of things. So as you can see from my picture, it's in the shape of a pyramid. At the very bottom is the smallest examples of what we'll find of an urban area, and at the very top is the biggest. So let's start at the smallest. The very smallest is your farm or dwelling. This is where you pretty much have a house, and then you have a farm, and it's a couple hundred meters before you come across another farm. If you're in Canada, you're probably talking a couple of 100 kilometers. The next stage up is a hamlet. This is where you tend to have a few houses near each other, kind of single numbers, normally on a four-way crossing, and if you're lucky there might be a post box. After that you have a village, slightly bigger, there's a few more houses, you might have a corner shop or two, maybe a post office, a more regular bus service. Going up from a village, you have a small town. A small town will have a few more shops, will probably have a train station, definitely a few more bus routes, will probably have your hairdressers, your barbers, a couple of restaurants. The next stage up from a small town is a large town. This is where you're talking about there's a few more hundred houses, there's a lot more shops to choose from, there's probably a cinema, you probably have a couple of different supermarkets you can go to, a couple of petrol stations, there might even be an industrial area where you can go to buy cars. After your large town are your cities. This is where we're starting to get to hundreds of thousands of people living there. However, if you live in Sweden, if there are more than 50,000 people, it's classed as a city. In the UK, if you have a cathedral, it is classed as a city. So there is no defined term as to what makes a city, but for me and for you, the easiest way to think of city, big area, lots of shops, lots of industry, probably has an airport, has a very good bus network, has a very good transport network. The next thing up is a conurbation. A conurbation is a large city that has absorbed the surrounding areas. Because of course, with a city, you tend to have transport links. If you have trains, they kind of file outwards. As they file outwards, they make more train stations. Those train stations gradually get bigger and bigger, and they get bigger and bigger. So a conurbation is pretty much where a city just grows and grows and grows, and then starts to absorb all the little towns and cities along the way. A very good example of conurbation is London. You have the City of London, which is surrounded by Chelsea, Westminster, you've then got Kensington, Surbiton, and what sort of happened there is they have grown and become part of what we refer to as London. So everything within the M25 we pretty much class as London. What I would like you now to do is have a go at drawing the settlement hierarchy.